This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow at my own pace. Go the long way, no one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.
Long strides, long strides, long strides. Every day's your time. You climb, you grow, you fall, get back up, ask for more. Got a long way to go, scenic route sound fine. Head hanging out the window every time you take a drive. Gonna soak up all this life like you alive. This the only one you got, don't you toss it to the side. Right now's the only time you'll ever be. Right here, on this day, in this moment, in this place. Look around, what you take it all in for a phase, and it's gone, and in place is a place you never thought that you'd be. Where you ask why you ain't where you want, that's just all. It's alright, let it fall, we'll rebuild it stronger than it was before. You're resilient, you're brilliant, there's love in us all. You're okay, you're alright.
This might be all that I know.
Every day's your time. You alive. Stick around.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow at my own pace. Go the long way, no one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.
Okay, look at how far we done made it. I put it all on the table. I'm a product of cable cars and the soldiers that raised me. A tribe of women from heaven that brought me miracles daily. Now they the ones that he's saving. Moms ain't the same since my grandma faded, then turned to an angel. When she could see me right now, wanted to know that we major. See from all of the angles. Can't ever turn off my brain from everything we done saying. But I'm just shocked that I'm stable. If there's a God, she's amazing. Wave, I spill my soul on the table. I give it all while I'm able. I can't break bread with no stranger. I hold it down for my brothers. Been tight since naps in the cradle. Since pick-up rounds in the park, we found peace and sound to that chain link net. Catch our dreams with each page ring. Got a knack with the pen. It's an apparatus for magic. I scribble slow and sit still till I feel the earth in rotation. I know the timing is crazy, but I know somehow we okay here. I'm out in Florida enjoying Atlantic shores. Look like a postcard scene. Soak up the rays for days. It feels so euphoric. Feel like I'm soaring, a floor in the pedal, swerving a foreign, all off the personal statement. Ain't take a Uber to get here, all in the stride and the cadence. Got so much farther to take it, my mind's a power container. And I use that wisely, don't let nobody contain it. I keep you safe in my ribcage, just north and left of the navel. One good look in your eyes can show what the new day might bring.
Every day's your time. You alive. Stick around.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow at my own pace. Go the long way, no one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.
Hi guys! As you all know, we are still in our Rising Room season. And so today, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, this night, whatever time it is, wherever you are, we're going to be interviewing a woman by the name of Shawnté Hernton. She's checking in from Arizona. Who doesn't like a good outfit? I mean, and then let's think about from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, those kind of fashion days. And so Shawnté was inspired as a young girl to pursue her passion for fashion, and in addition to that, start a business to empower other women of color, small businesses, and people that were in need. And so you guys want to tune into this interview. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the interview. Hi guys, and welcome to the Jesus Girl Entertainment Podcast. My name is Shaniqua Robinson, and I will be your host. And so for this morning, this evening, this afternoon, this night, whatever time it is, wherever you are, I want to say thank you for tuning in to Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, Podbay, Podbean, Reason.fm, and Amazon Music. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing us to stream on your platform. To those of you who send words of encouragement, donations, any prayers, any form of support, we want to thank you for the love. And so, as you guys know, we are still in the Rising Room season. It has been awesome so far and thus far. And so, this day is not going to be any different. Today, we have a special guest by the name of Shawnté Hernton. I'm sorry, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. And so, Shawnté, if you can do me a favor, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shawnté Hernton. I am 39, almost 40. I am married. I've been married for, 12 years? I have 3 kids, 14-year-old daughter, 13-year-old son, 6-year-old son. So busy. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm just excited to be here.
Awesome. We're so glad to have you. And so we're just going to go ahead and get right into your questions. And so the first question is, can you tell us a little bit about your business and just a little bit more about your business and exactly what caused you to start the Shawnté Hernton Business Consulting LLC?
Perfect. So, the business that I have now that I just started is the business consulting business. Actually started with my first company, which was fashion consulting. So that started from a hobby from when I was younger, just having fun playing with clothes, just playing around and just trying some fun creative things. And a lot of people saw, what I was doing and asked me to help, to style them as well. So that's kind of how that started. Now, going forward, as far as the evolution and why I wanted to start the consulting business, is I was looking for ways to expand the styling business. So to expand the current brand, just, researching and, educating myself to see what I can do and how to expand it. I did come up with another business I haven't launched yet, but in the process of launching that one, I learned about, structuring my business, how to build business credit, how to establish business credit, just learning a ton of things that are available to a lot of us that we have no idea about. And, I've been able to, get a grant and establish, business credit and, a ton of other things. And just in learning that, I now want to teach it to other, women of color and kind of just tell them everything that I've learned. It's amazing and it's super exciting and it's a ton of information that a lot of us don't know about.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're actually going to get into that a little bit more. But firstly, we're just going to ask this next question. So you just mentioned that you had a passion for fashion at a young age. And so what does that look like? So that more than likely was God revealing to you your actual gift. And so was it just like, oh, I saw something nice, it looks amazing, I just like clothes? Or was it like somebody that you saw that inspired you that was already in fashion? So can you just tell us a little bit about that when you say you had a passion for fashion at a young age?
Yeah, so I think it was more of me trying to express myself. I was shy, but I kind of had a big personality, I guess, if that makes sense. So a lot of that, I reflected that in my clothing. So I let my clothing speak for me, if that makes sense. So I a lot of trying just a lot of different stuff and just trying to stand out. And I would go shopping a lot, but it was funny. So each week we would go shopping every weekend, and I would always buy like one piece, one something, a shirt or a piece of jewelry or something like that. I noticed that I had a lot of more shirts than I did with pants. So I had to I'm repeating a lot of the different pieces. But in order to make it look like I wasn't repeating, I had to kind of do it a different way, if that makes sense. So I kind of had to get creative on the pieces that I did have to make it look like I didn't just wear it, just trying to find a totally different way to wear it. And I was kind of known for, the girl that dressed a little, that had the bright, personality with clothes. So I've always been known as that. I did grow up, you know, Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul. I like to dance a lot to their music. So, I mean, that kind of maybe helped with the vibrant colors and stuff. But it was more just, you know, finding different ways to wear stuff and wanting to stand out and not wearing something the same way that somebody else did.
And that's
So
very
that's
awesome
kind
that
of what
you
that was
said
about.
that, you know, just having that to be the way that you express yourself. And I think that a lot of people that are in, you know, fashion currently, I think the myth that people have is that you have to spend a ton of money in order to look good. And so I
Right.
thank God that you shared that point, that you probably had more tops than bottoms, but you were able to kind of switch up the outfit and make it look completely different. And so
Hmm.
you're going to get our information to follow her at the end, but she does do that on her social media, show you how to style one piece of clothing multiple ways. And so that's one
Yes.
great thing that she does. And so we thank God for that. And so
Thank you.
now we want to get into the next part of the questions, and it's a little bit different. So
Okay.
we in our pre-interview, you did mention having this pivotal point in life where you gave up some bad habits and also endured a loss of a very close loved one in the same year. Can you tell us a little
Yes.
bit more about that experience and how that impacted you as an individual and as a brand?
Sure. So, yeah. So the one biggest thing is, as of July 26, 2020, I have been, you know, sober. I don't engage in anything. So, and that was something that I just did it. I just did it cold turkey. I didn't have to like take steps. I knew that I needed to do that, and I did it. Now, in doing so, it's amazing because I feel like someone that I've never known. I don't even know who I am. It's amazing. I'm so focused, and I'm doing a lot of things I never did. As far as even like reading, I never really liked reading too much, and I love reading. So I'm all about just reading and educating myself and learning. And it's amazing because my mind is so clear that I'm able to really, you know, focus. And it's funny, I've always been known for someone who does too much, or you're doing too much. And that's the thing with my business now. I'm doing that in my business. Like I'm excelling. I'm trying to do the most with whatever task that I'm doing. And I can do that because my mind is clear, and I have a plan, and I have a purpose. It's amazing. I have notebooks and notebooks just full of just business and learning and education, and it's amazing. Um, the other thing too, in the same year, a few months later, I lost my grandfather. He was a pastor out here. He's a well-known pastor, and we lost him, and that was a big thing for me. And what's funny is because I hadn't been as present as I wanted to be, you know, like stopping by and calling and all of those things. So never kind of really knew what I was doing in my life, in my business, what struggles I was going through and things like that. But now that he's gone, he is watching me do everything. So now he's like, okay, this is what she's doing. This is what, you know, she's struggling with. This is what what she needs help with. So now he's watching me, and he sees what I'm doing. So now I'm spoiled because I have him watching me. So I'm not gonna I can't fail. You know, I'm blessed to have someone like that that's watching me and that's helping me. And yeah, so those have been both of those things have been really big, and they've helped me to want to continue to succeed and do, you know, the most that I can, you know, in my business, because I know I can now. I'm doing it. I've been seeing what it's been doing for me and how it's been helping me, and I'm blessed, and I'm just excited for everything. So
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. One thing that you said that you just mentioned that really stuck out to me is
okay.
that you're blessed and your grandfather is watching over you. I recall when my grandfather passed, he was a reverend as well, probably not that well known, but he was a pastor in the state of Illinois, city of Chicago, and I
Hmm.
used to travel with him to his church and different ministries when I was little. And when he passed, I was probably about 15 or 16 years old. And I remember him when his health started to decline, and he was staying in assisted living and then the nursing facility, and even sometimes putting off wanting to go because I was young and not really valuing that time with him. And so when he did pass, it was heartbreaking. It was really sad. And then to think about my life now, I'm in ministry, I'm preaching, I'm doing these different things, and he's here with me to do that. That's almost like, it didn't dawn on me until you just said that, but I haven't, because I really haven't had really, family from bloodline to be able to walk me through the process. And I just know that if he were here, it'd be a lot different. But I thank God that you shared that he is, he's watching over me. And I believe that's part of the reason that I've been favored the way that I have, because I remember being with him, when I was younger, and going to those different facilities with him. And so I just am grateful that you shared that.
Absolutely.
While he was preaching, going to those different churches and different things like that. And so I'm just grateful that you shared that part. And I'm grateful that you made it over that hump. Many people don't. And for you to even talk about how, you've been delivered and how you have clarity of thought and you're able to function in your business, that is a major accomplishment. And I am very proud of you. And I know that many other women that hear your testimony, they're going to be inspired to, move forward. And I just thank God for you sharing that. And so this is actually going to lead us into our next question.
Okay.
I believe strongly that life will cause us to have these defining moments where we will either rise to the occasion or be overtaken by defeat. Do you believe this is what took place in your own life? And if so, how can you encourage someone else that may find themselves in that very place?
Yes. So, I mean, if someone, there's a couple of different things. So with that question, I can take it to where, how I stopped, drinking, and I got focused and things like that. And if that's someone else's struggle, it's amazing you actually stop the person that you become, or the person you realize that you have always been. And it's amazing because it's like you've lost so much time, and you're putting a lot of things off, and you're not thinking clearly, and it's so much that's waiting for you. The other thing too, with some of another struggle that I did have that other people may was in my business, wanting to sometimes give up or get frustrated because I may be wanting to do something and maybe I don't have money for it, or I want to learn something and I'm not getting it, and I'm still just finding ways to do it. And again, we have people that are they're waiting for us. Like, we can't be stingy with our gifts. There's people that are waiting to get the gifts from you. There's people that are waiting on us, and I mean, just keep going. Just don't give up. Just keep going. A lot of things I do. One thing I do for myself is I get mad at myself. I set these goals for myself, and then I get mad at myself when I don't make them. I mean, I'm the only one that's that knows about it. I'm the only person that's stopping me. So you just have to keep going and don't give up. And yeah, it can just be amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that just really encouraged someone and encouraged me as well, that someone's waiting on your gift. People are in need of what it is that you have. And just like God gave that gift to us, it's just like we're getting ready to go into Christmas. This is perfect timing to talk about giving away the gift that God gave you, the gift that keeps on giving. And so I thank God for you sharing that. And so this is actually going to lead us into our next question.
Okay.
Were there any major steps to recovery that you had to take? If so, can you share what those were? And so when you come out of any kind of, situation, be it drinking, or you may have been addicted. Okay, let's just make this disclaimer. An addiction can be anything. It doesn't have to be a drug. It can be money. It can be, if you're a woman, men. It can be, if you're a man, women. It can be clothes. An addiction can be anything that you give yourself over to in excess. And so with breaking away from that, there are sometimes people have withdrawals where you want to go back. And I actually heard someone say this that was a recovering addict, and I love this. They said that they asked them if they were completely delivered, and they said that I'm in recovery. And whenever you've been delivered from anything, you're always going to be in a state of recovery. And I believe that's very true, because there are certain triggers that could take you, either way. But you have to have that strong willpower to keep moving forward. And so with your recovery process, you don't have to tell every single one, but were there at least 2 or 3 that were very like major things that you had to keep in play to keep moving forward and pursuing your dreams?
So as far as me and what I did is, I mean, I had to think about what my why was. Like, am I what's my reason for stopping this? And if it's something to where you can't stop, then is it your why is not important enough? So me, I wanted to be focused. I wanted to be present with my kids. I wanted to do, all of these things. So is me drinking or me doing something else more important than that? And to me, that's no. So it's more just remembering the why and fighting through it. Now with that though, there are other things I have to do in order to cope. I can't run to that anymore. So that's the other thing. I stay busy. Again, I read, I exercise, I go hiking, I do all of these things. I go for a walk. So it's hard when you just completely stop what you're doing and you don't really have anything else to go to, I guess. So that's really important. If it's journaling, if it's something that's going to have to be what you were doing before, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. And the major word that comes to mind is substitution. And
yes,
so
there you go. Yep.
When you get away
there's
from
a
that,
word. Yeah,
you gotta substitute it with something. And it's just like even people that transition with their diets. So you may have eaten fried chicken all the time, and now you got to substitute that for unchicken or, fried cauliflower, different things just to kind of make up for that, that lack of, because you're going to still desire something, but you got to put something healthier in its place. And even what you mentioned with exercise, that's very, very powerful. And, we don't utilize it enough. So instead of, binge eating or binge watching things, or you replace those unhealthy habits with healthy habits. And it was just so powerful. And I know that what you're saying is true because these are some things I had to implement in my own life with reading, with exercising, with journaling, different things like that. And it requires discipline. But then what you said, I have to remember my why. Why am I doing this? And then also you have to keep in mind, is this other thing that is not so beneficial to me worth me giving up everything else that I have on the line or everything else that I'm pursuing? And so that all falls underneath that why as well. And so thank you so much for sharing that, Shawnté. That was awesome. And so this brings us to our next question.
Okay.
After regaining your focus and getting back on track, you went into business for yourself before officially registering and launching your current business. How was that experience for you?
It was eye-opening because I turned something that I just was doing for fun, and then I made it into a business. So now it's kind of a big deal. I come from years of customer service, so I come from working for other people. What I wanted to do, I was ready to work for myself, but I wanted to do something that was fun for me, something that didn't seem like work, something that I can enjoy doing. So it's been a big change. Once I started learning about branding and things like that, is where I learned about how to structure my business, how to be set up, so how to work as an actual business. And as soon as I registered myself and structured it, my whole mindset changed, that it was real. Because now it's registered, it's searchable, it's in the system. I'm a business now. So that changed my whole mindset, and now I wanted to work as such. So it changed my whole flow on how I was doing everything, because now it was serious.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. So it got real. That is so true. That happened for me too. When I registered my business and I finally saw it, like the vision actually on paper and online, it was like, wow, this is really happening. So thank you for sharing that. That's exciting. That's very exciting. And so
Yeah.
I pray that anybody that's listening in, you see, we kind of walked through the process of how she took her passion and turned it into purpose. And she had some different things that she had to encounter on the way, but she overcame those things. And now God is really working it out in her favor. And so this is actually going to lead us to our next question. We spoke a lot regarding building business credit, and you mentioned being the plug as
Oh
it
my
pertains
gosh.
to that. So, what resources are you aware of that can be of benefit to other minority owned, women owned, or just Shawnté, if you're talking,
Hello?
we can't.
Nope, I'm not talking. Can you hear me?
Okay, yep, I can hear you. Do you want me to re-ask the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So I'll re-ask it. All right.
Okay.
So we spoke a lot regarding building business credit, and you mentioned being the plug as it pertains to that. What resources are you aware of that can be of benefit to other minority owned, women owned, or just small businesses in general?
Sure. So, um, yeah, when I said the plug, I was kind of just joking. I'm playing, but no, I do a lot of again, I do a lot of research and reading. My biggest has been Instagram, though. I sit on the weekends and I watch those lives and I take notes, and there's a lot of information that's given out there. But me, I learned a lot about finding a lot of different new groups for minority women. And in those groups, there's a lot of more business women that want to connect, and they have a lot of different resources. Um, I just recently got a grant, and it was just, again, I was in a business group on Facebook. So I'm really big on those business groups. It's a lot of different, your social medias, like your LinkedIn, and any other kind of, I'm on Hello Alice. There's a lot of different um, social networkings besides Facebook and Instagram that are more business focused, and they offer a lot of different opportunities. So that has helped me too. I've been connecting with a lot more um, business women in a lot of different areas. Again, I'm out of moving more into more of the business side from the fashion, so I'm meeting a lot of different people in different areas. Um, and yeah, just a lot of just research. I'm a big Google person. I'm always on Google. I Google everything, and a lot of the stuff that I learned have been from Google. I mean, they give you a little bit of information. I take it down and then I go find the rest. So I kind of just do that all the time. So a lot of these social media sites, just dig deeper and do a little more research, and you'll find a lot of kind of just different areas and secret things that a lot of people don't know about.
Wow, that was powerful. And so I thank you for sharing all of that. And I think one of the most important things is that when you do learn something, being willing to give back by even passing that information and knowledge down. And so we're actually getting ready to wrap up this interview, but I'm going to ask, how can people connect with you? How can they contact you if they have more questions regarding your business, your brand, or even some ways that you can help them? How would they be able to?
Sure. So I have links everywhere. So I still have my styling information. The biggest thing, I have my website. So it's www.shawntehernton.com. So SHAWNTEHERNTON. You can even just put it in Google. It'll have a lot of the different places that I'm on. If you're on Instagram, I have my stylist one is stylist Shawnté Hernton on my Instagram. For my business, it would be Hernton Consults. I do have a link tree. I have a couple different link trees. So Shawnté Hernton Business, Shawnté Hernton Biz Consulting on Linktree. So I have a little bit everywhere. If you're on Clubhouse, I have the link in my Clubhouse. Email me. I have links everywhere because I do a little bit of everything. So, but yeah, ShawntéHernton.com. It'll have the wardrobe styling and the consulting information on there if you want to start. And then I kind of just put links everywhere to connect to every different place. So.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing this. I have thoroughly enjoyed this interview. You've shared a lot of information, and so we are going to do our final question, and then I'm going to ask if anybody in the audience wants to come up. We'll bring them up, and are you available to ask a few questions? Answer a few questions from the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the final question is, are you proud of how far that you've come, and what is your long?
I am. Again, I'm just in awe on who I didn't know I was this person until like a couple years ago. So I'm amazed by myself on what I'm doing. What I have, what I'm interested in doing in the future. You guys can hear me. What I'm interested in doing in the future is I want to be able to. Again, my focus is going to be women of color, but I want to help. I even kind of want to get into helping kids, like girls or boys of color that maybe want to start their own business, even women maybe getting out of shelters or, wanting to get into the workforce, wanting to start a business. Maybe they're interested in doing a business, but think they don't have a business to start. I can totally help with that. So yeah, it's more of just being more present and doing more work. I would love to get into public speaking. I never thought I would say that, but I think I want to do that. So I want to speak a little more and just provide as much information to as many, women of color as I can. There's so much stuff I just want to tell people to help simplify, their life and their business. I'm really excited about it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And so I did send a few invites and share your information for those of you who are in the audience. So I am just so grateful to have you here with us, Shawnté. And so if you have any final words that you want to share with those that will be listening, you can absolutely do so.
Sure. I'm just excited, and I'm thankful that you let me speak, and I'm glad I could get this information out. Again, I'm trying to talk to as many women as I can. That's my goal. I feel like that's my purpose. That's the purpose God put in me, is to provide my gifts to other people. I'm learning all this stuff, and again, I can't be selfish and not telling, being the plug or telling everybody else about what I've learned to help them, simplify things. So I'm excited, and I hope I can, talk to more people and give more people my information. I'm going to have a lot of good info.
Thank you so much. And so I'm going to say, you all contact her if you're trying to start a business. If you need a stylist, she is like, she is just like, she has like so much great stuff going on. But she's a very phenomenal woman of God. And I just thank God for this connection. And Father, how we thank you and praise you for this opportunity to do this podcast. Father, I thank you for Shawnté. Father, I thank you for the legacy that went before her and the legacy that she's leaving behind. God, I thank you for every single woman that she's going to impact, and men that she's going to impact with her story, with her success, with her business, with her ministry. God, we just pray that you continue to pour out your blessings upon her. Let that grant that she received just be the first of many. And Father, as you begin to finance her and fund her, Father, take her vision to the next level. And Father, hallelujah, open up doors that she may be able to be a blessing to other people. Father, it's already on her heart to do it. And so God, I just pray that you give her the desires of her heart, that you bless her, that you bless her husband, that you bless her children, and you bless everything that she touches. And it's in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus that we do seal this prayer. And we thank you for favor, prosperity, and continued open doors. In Jesus' name we do seal this prayer. Hallelujah and amen.
Amen.
And so that will end our podcast, and I'm just so grateful to have you. If anybody wants to come up, you guys can absolutely do so, and then we'll close out this room. Okay, well, I don't know if you're joining us in the audience. And so follow Shawnté, follow her. Wow, that was awesome. If you all want to contact with Shawnté and find out more about her brand and her business, please do see the description for all of the ways to contact her. We thank God for you. Thank you for tuning in and joining us for yet another Freedom Friday on the JesusGirl.ent podcast. We look forward to talking to you on Sunday. Have an awesome and amazing Christmas holiday, and remember to be grateful. We love you and know that Jesus loves you more.